Globes of shadow blue in the leaves, plump as a baby's thumbs. We've come a long way, legs are weary, glitter bruises, the moor is dreary, bogs are false and rivers deep. Where can we find a place to sleep? Ah, but the dust green wood is eerie. Trunk and stem rise in the dim mist, blue sky bounds them with blue limits.
You're a tinner.
Indeed I am. And you? That's a fine load of stone you're hauling there.
Oh, Radford's monument this is. He means these lumps to stand in Stort Church in Fitzbane, near where he lives, until such time as he dies, when I have orders to fetch the finest masons in all Devon and pay them with the gold of Radford's coffers to build a tomb of this eternal rock.
Indeed. Does Radford think of dying then? Great lawyer Radford, master of our courts. What prosecution is there that could possibly topple Radford's defence of his own precious life? Defeat a cause so close to Radford's heart, who once pleaded a far remoter case, and prosecutes or makes a sound defence for men and women never known to them, always provided they can pay him gold.
No thoughts of death, but high, vainglorious pomp has prompted Radford to prepare this tomb, or so it seems to me. Or else why should servants be sent to seek such heaps of rock, lumps from the barren bosom of this moor, whose only milk, I mean white shining tin, is not to be coaxed by the gentle stroke that grazing cattle deal earth's curving breasts down in the lowlands, but it must be carved out of the wrinkles of these dark bruised dugs, with messy workings, stamps, and crazing mills, by such as you, who through diverting leaks fetch to direct the lowlands freighted vessel and bring our farmers into poverty.
If you would want to know the true cause of poverty uprising in these rolling lands of Devon, look to a man called Thomas Courtney, who endlessly diverts the streams of wealth into the never-sated throat of war.
No, look to Bonville, that aspiring lord, who buys out farmers when the tinners ruin them, tenants and commoners when they are cast into the depths of Lidford dungeon. Bonville, who gains land which diverting leets have drained the richness from and sucked them dry.
This Lord Bonville, that you love to abuse, is one who keeps our seas, guards our ports from the hands of piracy or war. He sees no virtue in a weakling king, and allows no taxes into Henry's hands, those wilting petals of red Lancaster. Though he leans towards the rose of York, thinks it best to hold in Devon, and not commit our wealth to any cause.
Perhaps you have a point. Where are you off to?
There's to be a meeting of the Stanley in Chagford to decide a tin dispute. They say two brothers, Will and Henry White, mean to dispute about their brother's land, Richard, who farms a valley veined with lotus.
He's our farmer.
They say your Master Radford, who used to defend the farmers' rights successfully against the miners' suits, intends to make life difficult for them. What do you make of that?
I like the sound of that. Myself a slave to great lawyer Radford, hauling his monument across these bogs.
Come on then, let's join forces and make a fortune. You better get these stones to Sheraton Fitzpayne.
Farmer, can I cross your golden river?
Only if you're wearing red. You mayn't cross my golden river unless you have red.
But I haven't got anything red.
Well, cut yourself and dye your handkerchief in blood, then you can cross my river.
I haven't got anything to cut myself with.
Try this thorn.
Anyway, Rothay says a drop of blood shed by those who do violence to themselves summons the devil.
You're just afraid. Anne, never can, always know and can't. Never do, none will woo, Anne, brave you aren't.
Let's see you do it then.
Oh. There, see?
Maria, are you alright?
She's coming.
Who?
Dewar, quick, let's go home.
Stick! It's the hound that hunted Radford's soul. Faint Bellimot no longer points the pack, but lies whimpering in her den in the rocks. The ravening hounds of hell's infernal chase that bayed with murder in the glimmering mire has lost the spirit that inspired its tongue, and all for want of a scent, and with weary shame they tuck their tails atwixt their quivering legs, dreading the censure of their mistress wit. How comes it that a man with so much gold, so puffed with pride, so fond of pomp's display, and with such parade of grandeur to his name, can still elude the clutches of my teens, and walks with angels as he lives here on earth? Oh, but here comes Godwin. She, poor lonely soul, dwells here forlornly on the drizzling heath, and quaffs the brackish stream. She pets my hounds, and sometimes, with some of her strange herbs, has driven their ailments off. She lends them heart. I know that she bears a grudge against the world that Radford shouldered on his muscly wit, and would rejoice to see his overthrow. Since her youth, a puppet Radford strung, large Thomas Courtenay, Red Devon's Earl, spat on her love to marry at the crown.
Grim hunter of the wastes, what brings you here?
The bitch that hunted Radford's soul is sick. Lend her some heart with some of your weird herbs.
Dewar, before that sick and fading hound, whose cure you come to me for, can recover, I need a sacrifice. Some mortal dog must first lay down its life, and by prone death, prick up the ears of your spent bitch with spirit. The blood, then issuing from its slaughtered frame, must spurt in violence as outraged at wrong, and launch its soul on rivers of revenge. whose raging torrent, breathing roaring steam, shall bear it out through seas of Godwin's tears. And there, or here, for this is where I wail, move your faint bitch to hound the world again.
Godwin, it will be done. Meanwhile, be patient and tend my Bellimont with your tenderest care. My favourite hound, who you have often cheered, leading the others over miles of mire.
I shall.
You sent my message, Eleanor.
Yes, Mother.
It's strange he does not come. And by the way, I wonder if you should be picking hurts with local people. Think of who you are. Daughter of Margaret Beaufort, royal kin. King Edward III's great-great-granddaughter.
My brother Henry mixes with the same. He walks with Wathaid. Why should I not too?
My Lady Margaret. So, you summoned me.
Yes, Nicholas. You find me in poor spirits. I know I'm dying, but that is not the reason. I need your help. You will support me, won't you?
You know I will. Talk not of dying, Meg.
Eleanor, dear heart, would you leave us, please? I'm sick with worry about my second son, your godson Henry, whom you made a scholar. We had such hopes of him, both you and I, how he might go to London and there earn high-sounding honours in the Inns of Court and make his fortune thus. Or else take orders and become a bishop like his uncle William. But what does Henry do? Why, spends his time shouting about the liberty of Devon, this dozing county far removed from fame. His interest in scholarship is gone, quite vanished. Why, if I but speak in Latin, or try to tempt him into argument, or such discourse as we used to love, he clams up, frowns, and when I press him, leaves me.
I have observed and noted differences of late, it's true, but Margaret, speak your mind.
There is a girl. You know of her, you do. A farmer's daughter in Moreland Valley. This girl is friends with Henry. He spends the hours he once used to set aside for study, dallying with her, away from influence here. He wastes himself too much upon her, Nick. And by the love you say you bore me once, by all the promises you made me then to serve me always and to cherish me, do this for me. Drive off this farming family before I go, and I can die in peace.
You wrong me, Margaret, harping on a love you never granted, nor I ever pressed. I loved the thoughts in you, those sparks of gold which Thomas Courtney, like a rough tinner, too bulk concerned to use the pan for sorting, and too impatient to smelt the shining ingot of his bliss, threw into the furnace of his marriage passion, and drowned high gold in good but lower tin. And yet I did your husband wrong to love his lady so. After he came of age and claimed his lands, he looked to me as steward of his soul, his moral guardian, who would guide his steps in choice of wife and educating sons, and I chose you for him. And he trusted me, even to the point of leaving me with you long hours alone when he and you were married. Then jealousy on my part cut me off and made me shun him till he grew suspicious, and jealous in return turned estrangement into division. Well, we patched that up, but he was never open with me after. So what is it you'd see me do? Yes, what? Gain Henry's coldness like I gained his father's by meddling with his woman? Heavens, Meg, I will not do it, and you cannot make me.
So then, Radford, are you ready to watch your godson Henry, whose hot stream of youth has run these 20 years in your firm mould, outbrim your teaching and solidify in the formless hollows of some witless girl? You claim you have no love for me.
But Meg...
Oh, I know your answer. You would call it friendship. Oh, Nick. And yet, I think you love me still. But come, suppose the opposite the case. Would you not wish to do our Henry good? How can you stand by and watch the care you lavished on schooling Henry waste and fate and nothing?
I must confess it irks me heart and soul.
Then by the love you bear your godson Henry, by what holy duties there involved, come to my aid. For my son's sake, if not for me, drive off this farming family. Listen, I know Lord Bonville and the Tinners mean to dispute this farming family's rights and gain permission to divert their streams, and that our people all expect your voice to lend greatness to these underdogs, pleading their cause. Oh, Nicholas, could you not this once refrain from justice and denounce them?
Margaret!
We have a visitor. Thomas, my eldest.
How are you feeling, Mother?
Not so good.
Perhaps tomorrow will bring better weather and help the ache in your limbs to ease.
Perhaps.
Uncle, the servants told me you were here, and so I came to fetch you. Shall we ride? This time we represent my father's house. The Earl is absent fighting. Shall we ride?
Thank you, Thomas, but I cannot ride with you. I have some business to attend at Upcott. I am expected there and mean to spend the night before the Tinners called at home. My wife, as you well know, lies sick and needs more company than she was wont. And so I take my leave and say farewell. Where will you lodge tonight?
At Crockenwell.
Then I must start at crack of dawn to catch you. But do not wait if I have not appeared. Move on at your convenience tomorrow, and I will make my way as best I can.
Farewell, Mother. I hope to see you better.
Farewell, Margaret.
Greetings to Thomasin.
How can you be certain?
Well, Thane, I know they will. Shake off these doubts. My uncle, for I call him Uncle Nick, though in truth he's my godfather. My Uncle Radford is a clever man, cleverest man in all of Devon. When he chooses to support a cause, cannot help but prosper. Love, cheer up. I long to see those lightnings in your eyes. You used to answer to fortune's thunderclaps. Brilliant, striking courage. Not tears rain.
The name Uncle strikes my heart with terror. My uncles, Will and Henry, are my enemies who want to ruin our family for tin. I've come from watching my distracted father scraping together all our metal wealth, the pair of candlesticks inherited, my mother's jewellery, my own charm necklace godmother gave me as a christening present, ready to cart them off to Stannery Court. There with their glint, he says he'll catch great Radford, making him deign to smile upon our cause. I've seen him emptying linings, lifting up boards to delve out long-lost pennies rolled down cracks. Out in the evening with him yesterday, I chose 3 heifers, which we drove to neighbours and sold for money, though it broke our hearts. And will you tax me still for shedding tears?
Rothade, don't be ridiculous. Look, I have a thing to tell. In those days when I studied hard at books, led a monk's life, meditating much, walk out to relieve my eyes, and open up my shoulders to the more. I loved austerity, the plain grey rocks and haggard white thorns, single in the wind. I would pray there, on dusk, angel, dropped from the clouds to stand before my gaze. Her wings were gingerish gold, the evening's glow. Proud face held static as the boulders. Henry, she spoke, I visit you from God. Put off your scholarship. A task awaits you. There is a girl, you know of her you do, a farmer's daughter in the moorland valley. Go to her, educate her, bring her up to be the mate of Henry Courtenay. Her prophecy would mend and guide your county out the chaos of this too-spread state. This ocean of undistinguished waves overwhelm the people's sense of God. Into the port of small community, walled in by landmarks, calm, reflective, holy. But be warned though, if you lose her, all hell's loose. With that, the great buzzard, she bounced off and soared for heaven's invisible, sunlit heights, sweeping aside the clouds to which she trailed, bright clumps of primrose, shifting moltenly to bring my heart's impression, full with the glory and grace of the evening of an April day. Rotho? She's gone. Or is she coming back? No. Here comes Lord William Bonville and his man, looking to survey the prize thereafter. I'll hide myself behind this tree and listen.
Right at the neck of that enriching valley stands the house. Tread softly, I implore you, for a wild man may assault us at the slightest crackle of the tiniest twig. The tinners tell me here is tin for good, if once they could divert the stream. But Farmer Richard Wyke opposes them.
I will dispose of Richard Wyke tomorrow. Am I not steward of the Duchess' lands, appointed by King Henry to that post? I'll have the tinners, Stannery Court, approve a ruling which shall legislate his doom. Lord Warden is an easy man to bend, being officer to such a rocking crown. And I have gold to do it, should we need.
Oh, base Lord Bonville, low and fiendish man, to use bribes to rob me on my love. But what of Radford? All the world well knows that he, with his silver tongue, can bend the twinners. He speaks the truth here. Hope on them, Rothaid. Godfather Nick is altogether rich.
Indeed, great Master Radford might have played an Aeschylus to my Demosthenes, those rivals in the courts of ancient Athens. But he's no trouble now.
No trouble now? Radford?
I had this letter from him, sent in haste, which I received not half an hour ago. He writes, touching the matter of an offer made by your lordship to me some months ago, namely, that were I to withdraw my counsel from the courts of Devon, I should receive a certain sum in gold. I trust the offer still stands, and am now resolved to reverse my former decision and accept it. I remain your humble servant, Nicholas Radford.
Oh, monster, monster, monster. Worse than that, this deed is black enough to whiten Judas. And do you mean to pay him, sir?
I do. My gold is on its way.
Oh, this is strange. But Radford, most impeccable of lawyers, true in his life's trajectory as an arrow, should now glue on so vain and base a plume. It fouls his loose and sends his flight crooked. Nevertheless, good news. No man should curse when one he thinks is better turns out worse. Oh, Radford, you unpardonable devil, why you robbed me of the roots of all my thoughts.
I think they had such stemming. Rotten Radford. How can I trust myself when I'm faced with such corruption in the man who taught me?
Retract your minds from Dartmoor's peaty hills and move out north through Cheriton Fitzpaine to end at Upcott Barton, Radford's home. Know that Upcott stands against the steep, high bank above a little feeder of the Creedy, in broken hilly ground whose hollows hold rags of primeval oak wood, and from where, on a finer day, the ranging eye can pierce from the hills and plains right through to the crests of Dartmoor. Flanked by huge cypresses, the house is penned in by high-walled courtyards gated out with iron. Its moulded ceilings, its staircase carved of oak, its wall terraces, own chapel, and bowling green mark it as the manner of a prosperous man. Then Radford on. Prosper all you can.
Read to me, Esther. I'm in the mood for scripture, now that I have not long to live. I wonder Nicholas should ride and leave me, and not so much as tell me. Is he not back, though?
No, madam. I have been downstairs to the groom, a dozen times at least at your request, and always fetched that short and simple answer. I beg you not to worry. Worry works in hours what years can hardly do, in those that will embrace tranquillity. I'll read.
No! Do not read. I'm out of humour. Where is my husband? What if I should die? Has he the heart to ride out and leave me at my death? Nicholas!
Hush, madam, hush, or you'll bring the servants.
I went last year upon a pilgrimage to Canterbury town, that holy place Thomas called to Becket has his shrine. We rode together, Nicholas and I, while still I could be got upon a horse, to seek some ease for me at Thomas's shrine. In all that time, through all those many days of hostel here, stable there, and riding, my husband left me not once. In all that riding, if he never left me, why should he need to ride and leave me now?
Perhaps he has some urgent business. We're called upon the moment by him.
Clap! Oh! Esther! You startled me, thoughtless child. In Canterbury town, as I recall, we visited the spot where Thomas fell, and those armed butchers hacked him to the ground. There was no blood, nothing but polished stone. But I could feel a river under me of trembling fear and horrible emotion.
I have not been to Canterbury. They say it's a fine place for a pilgrimage. I'd like to go there one day if I could, and pray for father at St. Thomas's shrine. He has the ague.
Oh, Bonneville!
Pardon, madam?
Bonneville! 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 How long now has that plague Bonneville come to pester us? Months? Years even? He came into this house. Yes, in this very room the Bonneville stood, and threatened Nicholas with icy words. Called him a coward. Said that it was treason to curry favour with the courtenay who openly defied the king at Dartford. But when my husband was unmoved by this, he offered him a heinous bribe of gold, saying that if he would hold his counsel back, he could become the richest man in Devon.
And what did master say?
Oh, he showed in the door like any self-respecting gentleman. But ever since, his mind has been uneasy. I sense it all the time. though he keeps silent. He hates to cause more distress than this sick body gives me.
How uneasy. Forgive me, madam, I am not 16 and unaware of matters of the state, but surely, if my master could resist the law and sweet temptations to come to God, which Scripture tells us is a deadly sin, his conscience should rest easy.
Rest easy? What did you say? I fear Lord William Bonville. I think he means to murder my Nicholas. Didn't I say murder? Go bolt the doors, girl. But where is Nicholas? Esther, where is he? You seemed a good, sweet, unoffending child before you let my husband leave, Esther. Now, I perceive you've grown wicked and betrayed him to the Bonville hands.
No.
Oh, come on. Where are you now? Oh, Bonville!
She dreams.
Where was that cry of Bonville? What, locked? Servants, break down these doors. Quickly, quickly! I fear some mischief.
Oh, no, my master, here's no cause for that. Peace, sir, peace, she sleeps, I'll draw the bolts.
Alive? Asleep. What was that Bonville then?
Master, my mistress, as you yourself well know, will often in her dreams cry aloud.
But why the bolted doors? Is it her custom to lock her husband from her bedside? No.
My mistress has grown very anxious, sir, and her anxiety, leaping at length beyond the bounds of reason, persuaded me to bar the doors.
I do not disagree with you. I was wrong to leave the house without informing her, knowing the edge on which her illness puts her. But Bonville, why cry Bonville? Tell me that. Why should the name of Bonville be on her lips? Has something happened that would make it so? No message came for me, did it?
None, sir. Or none that my mistress knew of, sir. There was a message. The man who sent it said you'd known the matter. He bade me tell you, Exeter's a fair city.
Thanks, Esther. Indeed. Indeed. Leave me now, Esther, will you? Esther? Asleep as well. Poor lad, it's late. What was it? Exeter's a fair city. Bonville. Bonville, good town and so fair city. Never did man so ill become a name as this said good town, who bleeds Exeter right to the bone of Peter's white cathedral. Boneville would suit him better, for that's all the body Exeter will come to shortly. I stemmed him once. I, Exeter's recorder, stemmed the flood tide of Bonville's self-enrichment, but that was years ago. Now I am too old to fight him in these lawless times with suits whose outcome more and more is not resolved by reasonable just dispute in court, for which I have a gift and still of use, but by brute strength and bullying violence, where I am helpless.
These are young men's times. And since the Bonville stoops to use such means as falsely summoning, let two young lions, Thomas and Henry, Courtenay's sons, ride with a terrorizing gang, burn, kill, resist the Bonville's clutches and restore by desperate means. Since you are desperate, a breath of freedom to strangled Devon.
Who was that spoke? Tamsin? Awake? A voice? Is that you, Esther? Am I still awake? And yet here comes Bonville's gold, it seems. How's that? Before I've done the deed for which it pays.
You wish to grant it to Courtenay, as wherewithal to wage war on Bonville.
But what of my godson Henry? Will Bonville's gold pay for the loss of Henry's darling's heart? If I withdraw tomorrow, that's withdrawn.
You wish your godson to return to the studies that search a law to rule this world of Devon. Then this bold girl, who sets her sights too high and aims to make a marriage with the sun, must, like a tree, be pruned, cut down to size, stopping her shutting us from Henry's shine. Besides, your love for Margaret Courtenay...
You go too far. No, my dearest Tamsin, I never did this thing for Margaret. Out fiend, out and relieve my sight. I'm dreaming.
Besides, it is done.
What's done that cannot be undone? Oh yes, it's done. Why, here's the clinching letter. If I appear tomorrow after this, Bonville will murder me. Besides, faint coward, have you no dignity, no sense of pride to talk of going back this easily on such a hard-won decision? No, it's done. I'll go into the chapel and pray.
Oh, Radford, most unenviable man, once wise, still good, now blind to all the future. Vile means corrupts their ends, however just.
Nicholas! Oh, Nicholas! At last you're here. Oh.
Come, shall we eat? Let's go into the hall. The fire is brighter there to give us cheer in these dark times. Can you help her, Esther? If you take one side, I'll support the other.
Godwin?
What do you want now, young un? Wasn't feeding a belly knot good enough for you? It isn't everyone that gets to stroke a wish hand and mix herbs in her meat.
Yes, that was good. Oh, of course.
Well, aren't you going to ask her, Daniel? You promised, remember?
I wondered if I could see
Yes?
your snake, you know, the one that eats porridge with you on the step.
Oh, really? Only those I cast a spell on can summon Straky back.
All right, cast a spell on Daniel, so he'll be able to summon Strike back.
Straky back.
Strikey back then. Daniel's up for a spell. On you down.
What are you saying, Eliza? I don't want witchcraft.
Don't you want to see Strikey back eating his porridge?
Did I say it was a he? Straky back's a she, my dear.
She then. The adder you tell us lives in your wall and eats breakfast with you on the doorstep.
Why can't I see your snake without a spell?
Because.
Come on, Dan.
Fine, cast your spell.
First, you must drink this brew.
Oh, I'll be poisoned.
Go on, Daniel. Be brave. Promise.
bowl of porridge. And the wooden spoon.
This porridge is cold.
She's cold-blooded. We don't want her to burn her mouth, do we? Now we must blindfold both of you.
Then we won't see it.
You'll see her in your mind's eye. Close your ears and hear a hiss. Close your eyes and see a coil. Close your fingers, stroke like this. Straighty backs as smooth as oil. Here she comes, out of the wall. Close your eyes.
You can't see anything, can you, Dan?
Oh, wait, yes, I can see it.
Where? Let me feel.
Look, it's coming towards me.
You're a liar. I tell you, there's nothing there.
He's curled up beside me. He's eating the porridge. Hey, no, that's enough, Shaky Back. Take it in turns, remember. There, that's a good snake.
This is nonsense. It's just make-believe. There's no snake.
It was there, Eliza. It was magical. What else can I see with your spells?
Be careful what you ask for.
How about the devil then, like Anne Maria claimed they saw?
Dewar?
Of course she can't make Dewar appear.
Of course not.
So, Godwin, tell me, how is my belly mod? I hear how whimpers.
Sick Dewar still, and lacking spirit spark.
But my plan is working. It will not be long.
I don't like the look of this place. It's nothing but rocks, gorse, and bogs. I'm beginning to think I was better off to Villain, serving my old master on good, honest soil.
Why, Joshua, what is the matter with you? On Dartmoor, as a tinner, you're a free man. Even the law courts can't touch a tinner. The only man in the whole world a tinner is accountable to is the King of England. King John decreed it and King Edward confirmed it. I, of course, know these things because I have learned to read, and having read the charters, I am familiar with these sort of rules and regulations. Why, as a tinner, you're as free as the wind.
As free as the wind, I like that. I wish this wind was a little less free. I'm cold.
Well, come on then, get down and do some work. This way, come on, boy. Easy.
So where was Radford? He was all our hope.
Oh, Thomas, he was bribed. I have the proof now for what I've but suspected till today.
So I was coming down from Bumble Combe where I'd been to reassure her faith. Caught the sound of voices.
I've heard Bumble read a letter by way of reassurance to his steward, written by Radford, saying that he would refrain from siding with the farmers, give them gold.
Abysmal Radford! Deep and black as chaos. as dim and unconducive suddenly to sunny hope as rolling Dartmoor mist.
What am I going to tell Rothaid? My father's doomed to have his tenement dug up for tin, and all my promises proved in vain. See? There ride Lord Bonville's men to try this ruling, freshly smelted in the flames of Radford's hellish, cold dark corruption.
No Rothaid's wild father will resist the Tinners.
They jumped to bound his land, for which resistance by the statutes damns poor Richard Wyke to Lidford's dungeons.
Look, how poor Richard Wyke is hastening back, leaving the pack horse which he led to pay Radford for his defence that never came.
He runs to stop the Tinners. Thomas.
Yes?
Let's follow. No more words. My heart is none.
Show me your interlude then, little sisters. It's called The Court. Is it indeed? The court in London?
No, Chagford Tin Court.
Ah.
Yes, and I must be the bad Lord Bonville because Maria says so, and she's Lawyer Radford.
Oh, Anne.
Shh, Rothaid, we're starting.
Here come I, bad Lord Bonville. I bear all farmers much ill will. Ho, ho, what do I see before my eyes? A juicy farm, a pleasant surprise. I'll ruin its land by hook or by crook. I'll have the tinners turn its brook. But if the farmer will not let them, I'll ask for a ruling in court to abet them.
Really? Oh, bad Lord Bonville.
But what is this? Can it be that somebody opposes me?
Here come I, great Lawyer Radford, of whom no doubt you all have heard, with Latin words at my command, the greatest lawyer in the land. But what is this? Does Lord Bonville bend the tinners to his will? I'll defend the farmer's land and then, against the shovels of all these men, the more because, as I've been told, he means to pay me in silver and gold. I'll make a speech to bend the ears and stir the tinners' eyes to tears. I'll make them spare the farmer's land. Out of pity, they'll understand.
Brave Master Radford.
Oh, I wish I didn't have to be Lord Bonville, Maria.
And you want to spoil everything?
No.
Then shut up and make your speech.
Go on then. It'll be good, I know.
Gentle people of the court, tin is precious and we ought to mine its ore at any cost, no matter how much land is lost. Tin is vital for the country, it makes the pewter in the pantry. But if the farmer kicks up a fuss by openly confronting us, throw him into Lidford jail, there to gnash his teeth and wail.
Excellent villain.
That's a specious argument. Tin is a useless ornament. It cannot feed a hungry mouth or keep a throat wet in the drought. It cannot clothe a girl in winter or shoe a foot from cut and splinter. Any farm does this and more, as you're all aware, I'm sure. If the farm should cease to exist, how would the tinners then subsist? Allow this man to save his land, and do not bite his feeding hand.
Brave, brave.
Now, Rothaid, you must be judge and say which of us has won.
But how can I do that without a jury to decide?
We'll vote.
All right. Hands up, Lord Bonville. No one. Hands up, Lawyer Radford.
Lawyer Radford! Lawyer Radford!
Everyone. Then I pronounce that Lawyer Radford has won.
And our farm is saved.
The grassy meadows veined with shreds of streams that carry ichors, such as Henry says, flow to the flesh of Rome's immortal gods, burst once again in heavenly flower, decking themselves with golden jewellery and hang a buttercup from every ear.
That's beautiful, Rothaid.
People of Dartmoor, we've done and said. The show is over, now it's time for bed. How's that for an epilogue?
Rothaid, how clever you are. You sound like Henry.
Didn't I say time for bed? Go on, or there'll be trouble indoors from Mother. Oh, wait. When will my father come? I'm all hollow, my heart stretched out like a drum on which the slightest scratch reverberates with rolls of thunder. Grey air flags that earlier flew as colours and was so boisterous. Day is weary and like a sow that suffocates her litter, she rolls on us. Oh, if a bird would sing, or if the only sound were not the sound of water singing in the face of fortune, so blithely tempting fate. These, though, were birds, my chirruping sisters, yet they did the same. Flew in the face of fortune with a play that so brazenly cried out, "Fate, come and catch me." A noise. Somebody's coming. Is it him?
Out of my way. Inside now. While I claim my rightful privilege to bound all land which buries like a miser hoards of tin.
I will not give way until my father comes. Father? Is that my father? Where is he?
He will not come now. Rest assured of that. I have arrested him. He broke the law, trying to obstruct me on my journey here. The man who led a pack horse crammed with silver to Chagford Stanley Court this afternoon has wherewithal to bribe the arbitrator, Lawyer Radford, wisest of all judges, must be a desperate and immoral rogue, the likes of whom are dangerous left at large.
Fiends! Fiends! All of you! Now get your hands off me, or by the power above I'll scratch your eyes out.
Well, Spitfire, and I think she means it.
Release the girl. Release her father too. Or all my life I'll murder all at once.
Back, Courtney! I carry out the law. You saw the vote today as well as I. Or will you contradict the Stanleys and their old parliament on Crock and Tour that punch in the middle of the moor to brandish statues at the rest of Devon? These people openly resist the tinners, and as steward of the Duchess' lands, I have arrested them. Back, Henry, back!
Vile boasting instrument of upstart power! I have the right to carry out my work and fill the coffers of the King of England, which this lord understands, unlike you two.
You dare insult the sons of the Earl of Devon?
Thomas, we should have brought a retinue.
I swear I'll never come again with that one. To any place so much whiffs of Bombville.
Release the girl at least.
If I release
What's
her,
she
she'll
done?
have my eyes out.
Has she frightened Bonville's man so much? Good for Rothaid. It's my courageous girl. Where's notorious? I heard him bark as I was coming up the track. Is he not here?
You mean the dog? My soldiers searched the house, found 3 mild females cringing in the loft, and no one other else. The only metal obvious to try us was a brutal hound, which met us at the door and shook our hands with such lacerating fangs, so cruel a snarl, we thought it best to kill him, in case he should maraud the Tinner's lodges.
Out of my way. The girl has fainted. Why, you devil man? For you have killed a dog. She loved like a child. More than that. As it never was or could be human. And yet it seemed to aspire. But you descend. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down to hell. Not Lucifer himself fell half so far as a human who mistreats an animal. She's coming round.
They killed my dog.
I mean to take a troop of armoured men to break your father from Lidford jail.
Killed Dartmoor.
Well, Thade, I know they have. I loved Notorious and grieve for him. I have a bitch just littered. One of hers is yours to rear as soon as ever it's weaned.
Killed my dog.
Well, Thade. Oh, what's the use?
As though she never heard a word you said.
She is as obstinate and dull as stone when she defends herself against the world. Like a battlement, like a cliff. Its ardent soul has buttoned up its soil. Let's take her in. Thomas, how I long to strike the spark of love from her again and see it glowing in those flinty eyes, which cut me every time I catch a glance. Appalling, Radford. Turn the devil pale at the cheapness of your soul in this transaction.
The storm that's gathered all our lives has broken.
Oh, Thomas, Radford is more false than sand. The shift has given its bay a second face. Not long ago I discovered how he made a gift of sundry land. Pleasant manners father helped him buy. Mills, orchards, straight oat woodlands. Quick claim to Bonville, whose obsessive greed devours all death.
This is treachery, vile treachery, and it must be revenged. And Radford stopped before his fabled wealth can gild the Yorkist cause and ruin Devon. Now that our father moves to help the king and loves the house of Lancaster again.
Now, Joshua Witheridge, I want to talk to you about a very important matter.
What's that, Philip Dunchiddick?
I want to talk to you about bounding.
Bounding? What? Leaping about like a hare?
No, blockhead. Tin bounding.
Well, go on then. Talk.
I'll talk when you are listening.
I am, Master Philip. I am.
Then stop whistling. That's better. Now, when a tinner wants to claim a piece of God's earth, he has to bound.
I thought you said he or she could just walk onto it.
So they can, but having walked onto it, they have to bound in order to become a recognised bounder.
Don't have the energy for this bounding.
Not that sort of bounding! Bounding! Bounding!
Well, what are you leaping about then for?
'Cause you make me hopping mad, that's why. Now why don't you let me finish what I'm saying? Now, a bounder is a tinner who, upon claiming a piece of land, has to bound it. And he does that by raising 3 turfs, like so, of his
or her,
their claim, if nobody has claimed before. If they have, I hope you're listening, then the bounder must rebound in order to become a recognised rebounder by giving notice to 3 successive stanary courts of their intention to rebound. if no one has ever made a claim before. But if they have, then the rebounder must apply. You are listening, aren't you? And if they're unsuccessful, then they...
So on the rebound.
Oh, Joshua, what is the matter with you?
Oh, Philip, do you not remember then? That evening when they took the farmer off and how we heard they killed his daughter's dog? A dreadful night. The heavens roared and thick-set oaks were severed from their bases. They say graves opened, yes, and startled ghosts were seen to haunt the commons, suicides and oak-stake souls of witches. Even the church appeared in flames across the moor at Lidford, while Dewar, with a sulphurous crew of hounds, was met at Devil's Tor by Venville men driving their cattle home. A dreadful night. And can I then divert the crystal stream for which the dog lay down his loyal life, and which the farmer was sent to jail for prizing without one scruple? Shall we dig this soil without some slight unease of what offends both heaven and hell?
Shame on you, Joshua. What business is it of ours if Will and Henry Wyke have to use brawn to uphold their rights in this valley? We do as they say, and that means bounding. Now, let's get on and lift some turfs. Young whippersnapper.
Oh, Godwin, have you cured my belly-mott? Your belly-mott is bouncing, brave and eager. I found the head our notorious once bore, where you instructed me I should. I took it and boiled it in dark blood till it yelled with steam. Then, with this ring that once the Earl of Devon gave me for pledge, I shaped the upward rush of howling fumes to tortuous limbs of spirit. This spirit, as being wounded in its trust of Courtenay, his house and all his land, and seeking to revenge by some deep wound, profounder even than death if that could be, the wrong delivered it, gathered itself, and plunged at once in Bellimot's slack hulk, who, taunting puppet-wise, came jolting up and bayed like mad till howling shook the moon. Come in with me and find out you are cured. But say, is Radford doomed?
Oh, with Bellimot he is.
Then satisfied.
Mother is dead. The doctors could do nothing.
Our mother. Dead.
The world goes bad to worse.
Like a great oak, she kept us from the storm, or spread her leaves to shade us. We, like birds, built in her branches and sang madrigals to celebrate the wonder of the spring. While she supported us and helped us face the winter's barrenness with moss-soft words, till stretching out her boughs this way or that, she loved too much, and her heart, overburdened, broke with the weight.
Our father should have been here.
Bonville's promotion in the royal court means father's struggle to assert our cause has grown more urgent. He's with York in London.
Let's give grief rein.
grimmest sight I ever saw. A body carried through these tracks. Look there, the bearers paused to rest the weight on a boulder, as if the sky itself were lowering down, and only earth could undertake the pressure.
When funerals march from far outlying farms to consecrated ground, the soul in the parish, they do so along this trackway, which people call ditch, and rest the body on a coffin stone.
Let's ask this follower, who's the dead?
Young man, whose funeral procession is this?
A girl's, good sir.
It's cruel. The church is far.
The church is far, but we're not going there.
They're taking her to a crossroads.
A crossroads?
A grave, such as befits a suicide.
A suicide? Alas, why did she kill herself?
They say she killed herself because her dog, horribly murdered, was by night exhumed from where she buried him. Foully hacked around the collar, sickening to look on.
When she went to his grave with yellow flowers,
As she did every dawn, his headless carcass was open to the ravens.
How did she die?
she ran and threw herself across the road. Horsemen trampled past, and so she died.
What was her name, young man?
Roughaid, and those are her two sisters, Anne and Maria, following her with tears.
This is the girl whose father's land we dug. This is the consequence of what we've done.
Nonsense! This is witchcraft. That's the cause. Now let's get back to our tinner's hut and warm it up.
I'm done with mining. I return to Upcott.
Done with you.
What news, then, Esther? Are we all to be murdered?
No, madam. Merely the Courtenays freed Farmer White, rode into Exeter, upset the sessions, and to be brief, made Bonneville look to them as Devon's lord and masters.
Where is Radford?
He keeps a messenger a while, to squeeze him like a berry to the last drop of tidings.
Like a red berry of blood. My husband tells me nothing.
But he will.
Oh!
I'll fetch the master. It suits how he holds up. Here he is.
What use is good when doing good perverts? The violence the messenger reported, the heinous crimes, ugly atrocities mindlessly perpetrated, the bloodbath filled out of innocent veins. All this confirms me Henry is lost past any reclamation. The good that I did had not just gone to waste, but serving as the spur and fuel for wrong.
Master, my mistress needs you. Can't you suffer?
All right, Esther. Esther, tell me this. Your godfather, has he done much for you?
Taught me a prayer to learn, and then went off. I haven't seen him since, but I know the prayer.
Wise man to sow and leave the crop to others. Esther, go and tell the servants in the kitchen, bar both gates and latch the windows fast. Spread torches then around the walls. I've heard reports of thieves.
My mistress needs you.
Nicholas, is that you?
Now! Set the gates ablaze!
Who's there in God's name? Well, are there any gentlemen among you?
Here is Sir Thomas Courtenay!
Well, indeed. And where?
Come down! Come down, Radford, and speak with me. I need these gates to open.
Well, his voice. Sir, if you are true knight and gentleman, I shall have no bodily harm of this, nor shall my goods be hurt, then I'll come down.
Radford, come, you to me, and I will swear that I am a true knight. Yes, gentlemen, Your person and your
Why are
goods
they
will
burning
both
down
be
the house?
safe.
Then I'll come. The House of Courtenay deserves my trust as it retains my love. Open the gates! Open the gates, I say! But sir, what are all these people here? Shh!
Men! Why, Radford, you shall have no harm. Now come, convey me to your chamber where you sleep, and have the servants set us out a meal with meats and ale, and there we'll talk at leisure.
Well, as you wish, sir. Servants, lead him up.
Oh, master.
There, Esther. Have no fear.
What noise? Was I asleep? I dreamed I was. Did you not say Nicholas was coming?
Who's here?
Where is he? What was that commotion? Go to the window and see. Now, tell me what you see.
Oh.
What? Speak then, child.
Flames, men in armour, horses.
Oh! No! Lord have mercy! The Bunville is on us with his murdering force!
Do not be afraid, you Thomasine, do not. Sir Thomas Courtenay is dining here tonight with certain of his train. Some help, Esther. Go set out a table in my sleeping chamber while I prepare the meats.
Go with him then. Leave me. Go, that's right. Nobody wants to talk to this old woman. Tell her what's going on. Nobody. Courtenay? Bunville? Friend? Enemy? Which? We rode to Canterbury town to seek some ease for me at Thomas's shrine. We rode together, Thomas and I, while still I could be got up on a horse. He would speak to me all daytime long when we were on that pilgrimage. Well, why back so soon? Why so white?
Mistress, those men, they're fierce and leering fiends. Master's face has frightened me. His lips were trembling as he expired.
Well, where is he now? Still eating or at talk?
He's standing by the cupboard in the hall, where Courtenay, to amuse himself, spins tales and drains the cup Radford replenishes with his best wine, while he politely listens.
Something's coming.
Who is it?
Go bar the doors! Go bar the doors!
Too late, too late!
Right, search the room, take any valuables. One of you bind that girl. Brigham, take the rope.
No!
Let's have the sheets. He paid a fortune for them, so my wife told me.
Oh, what about this lady lad?
Why toss her around?
Not me! Who sent you here?
We are the retinue of Thomas Courtenay.
Oh! I curse the House of Courtenay tonight with every fibre in my being, down to my roots in the soil in Devon. May they spread, extend themselves through alleys, lanes and commons among the ordinary folk to choke the Earl and all his misbegotten heirs. Oh, yes.
Out with you, my lamb! Out with you, roly-poly!
She's ill, can't you see?
Go to her then. Pick her off the floor.
Pitiless people, who would take the sheets off a woman confined to bed, so sick and suffering.
By Brigham, let's gather all the goods we've pilfered.
Let's take the girl with us.
Yes, fetch her then.
So, Thomas, you mean to break Lord Bonville's hold?
Have do, Radford. For you must come with me to see my lord, my father.
Tomorrow?
Now.
Well, I will go. Let me prepare myself. Joshua!
Master.
Joshua, my coat and boots and horse, and saddle up my horse. I ride this minute.
Master, your horse has been taken all away, charged with your goods.
My goods? I see. I see. Sir, I am aged, and I cannot well go the whole 6 miles to Tiverton on foot. I pray you let me ride.
No! Force, Radford. You shall ride enough anon, and therefore come along with me.
Let me go.
What are you going to do if I set you free? We're miles from anywhere and it's dark.
Return to Master Radford. I can see by the moon.
What's the use in returning to a corpse?
What do you mean?
I mean nothing. But Thomas Courtenay means to murder him tonight.
I don't believe you.
Don't then, but it's true. Come over here and watch. You climb the hedge, conceal yourself in the darkness of these elders, hang on by the branches. They'll pass by underneath. This is the spot they mean to murder Radford.
I think you lie.
Wait then, and see. Hear those hooves, do you?
No, all I hear is leaves knocked about these boughs by a disturbance of them.
There? What's that?
Oh, a man on horseback, I see it now.
Sir Thomas Courtenay by the snorts of his horse. I know the beast. He bought him from me.
Well?
Shh! Who comes now but Radford with a troop of Thomas's men who march with him on foot?
Master!
Shh! Get back or they'll murder us both! Now, Thomas stops, beckons 3 men to him. Nicholas and Thomas Philip, John and Moore, communes in private with them. Radford stands and lets the moonlight strike him on the face like a rule of silver.
Farewell, Radford!
Hear that? Now Thomas spurs his horse. Away he speeds.
Ah! What's happening? Are they killing him?
Shh, lunatic, what did I tell you? There! Nicholas Philip deals a hideous stroke, deadly to Radford, overthwart his face and felling him groundward. Oh! He deals another, hard on his skull that makes his brain fall out of his head. And Thomas Philip has with a knife feloniously cut his throat, and John Moore has stabbed him from behind, straight to the heart. Horribly slain and murdered.
Master, how could you let this happen? Death?
Quickly, away, before they know we've seen them.
Oi! Lester! Where are you off to? Come back!
There is his body, lying in his chapel. Prepare it well for burial. Hide the wounds which blades of tyranny hewed across his trunk.
Master, have you fallen from those who rose so high?
Look, Esther, how his lady walks abroad.
Her husband's death has risen her.
A wagtail whistling on a rock cried a bitter tone. May he that killed my mate be stilled, utterly as stone.
What's that noise?
Open in the name of Henry Courtenay.
That name is terror.
Well, he'll break the doors down with Finn's wrap unless we open.
Open wide the doors.
I curse you, Courtenay, with all my heart. I thought Lord Bonville was my enemy, but you instead and your family have betrayed us. Remove yourself for you bear a name whose synonyms are felony and death.
Madam, your husband was felonious. I? No, I never struck him down. Some claim that these three men have done your husband harm, which is why I've brought them here, in the company of this coroner, to make an inquest and apply the law, which Radford would himself had he but lived. Now, Richard Burslot, sweet coroner, step up and make inquiries of this corpse. Has it been murdered?
No, sir. It has not. These wounds are self-inflicted, I believe.
Hear that? And you three there by name, I think. John English, James Price, Hugh de Monterey. Have you, as some men claimed, striped Radford down?
Not I, my lord.
Nor I.
Nor I.
That's right. You saw him kill himself, as I believe.
We did indeed.
We did.
And he would have good cause, too, being a man who dealt with both Bonneville and the devil at once. Why both were at his heels.
Radford was murdered. Yes, I know he was.
Indeed, young woman. But how can you be sure? Have you another witness?
Your servant Lane described his death to me.
Do you mean Richard? This is Berthelot, my brother's man. Say, tell us what you saw.
Nothing, my lord.
Liar.
What was it that you saw, woman? With your own eyes, mind.
With my own eyes, nothing.
So you saw nothing?
But I heard.
Heard what?
Your servant Lane described his death to me. From a hedge. Groans, thuds, metal drawn from a sheath. What more?
Did you, Richard, describe the murder thus?
No, sir. Indeed, I made the story up. False commentary on some peasant's brawl to frighten Esther into marrying me.
The case is settled. Radford hacked himself, fell on his own sword, and died in the Roman fashion. You three suspected. I absolve you all. There, lady. You've been a deal misguided, for which I pardon you. Now hold your peace, the lot of you, and show the lawyer some respect.
I cannot, and I will not. Radford is dead, but justice lives, and it will take revenge. Poor corpse of greatness, let me feel your wounds anointed now with balm. Place my hands on the sweet-smelling holes where blood has sprung.
He shall go to Cheriton with us, where we shall bury him in the manner he deserves.
False Henry! When my noble master loved you, to kill the father granted you by God is sacrilege. He was your godfather.
And I is godson, but I never struck a blow. And yes, I'm glad he's dead. He was a traitor. Now lead, Berthelot, ahead.
What is it this time, young uns? You after Straighty back again?
Tell her, Catherine. We want to ask Jewer something.
A Jewer, eh?
You know you were looking after her hand, Bellamont.
Yes.
Well, Anne and Maria want to ask. We want to ask her for a sick wish-hound to rescue, or a wish-hound puppy.
What?
To replace Notorious, our sister's dog, who's dead.
Killed by Bonneville's man.
You don't know what you're asking. Now please go. Now, all of you.
I don't understand.
And I don't care to explain. I hope, little maid, when you have grown up, this world will treat you better than it's treated Rothade and me. Now off home with you.
There, by the gate, prepare to bury him. Cheriton Fitzbane will not endure to have a traitor's bones inside its church. Come, wheel him over there and throw him down. Hits awaits. Say, wind those sheets. You shall not go with any sacred things, or shreds of revenants on that fatal journey down the shafts of ever-winding hell. Cast in the rocks,
which Radford hoped would build himself a mighty monument to fix his fame.
Why, you unholy and ungrateful monsters to treat my master so.
Esther.
What hurt has he inflicted? This peaceful, gentle, and most learned man. I curse you, Henry Courtenay, and I hope to see the day where life deserts you and those mute you must suffer mutilation.
Oh, if only you knew what I already suffer. Curse on.
Ignore the girl, she's ignorant.
What did he mean, Joshua?
I believe he blamed our master for his sweetheart's death.
Where am I? Who am I? Travelling the moor, I left a path in the mist. I sought Rothade's place of crossroads burial.
Came across the shapes, ghastly oaks, phantasmal beings that whisper in the vapours, nobly and stunted, growing among the rocks. When I tried to escape from these, I slipped and fell headfirst down a kind of gully. This is the bottom of the world, I think. Only miners venture.
Wait, who's there?
It is I, Dua, the wild hunter.
What are these?
These are the souls of people on your mind. And here is Radford, lately murdered.
Radford, why have you betrayed my soul? Brought me down the sodden screes of hell? What reason had you to desert our cause? Was Courtenay unkind? Or was the gold Bonville offered irresistible to greedy lawyers' eyes?
Oh, Henry, no. Hear me a little while I justify the course of action that you call betrayal. Your mother's voice it was persuaded me and asked my help in gaining Henry back for a life of scholarship. And I believed that Rothade was wasting all those precious years of my own teaching, into which I placed my every ounce of wisdom with my love.
Your wisdom and your love.
Oh, love it was, and nothing less than love that did this damage. Misdirected love. Everything that we did was done but for your fame.
Everything that you did was done but for my fame. Oh, well done, Radford. Ignominious is what you've made your godson. Think of that.
I do. And ask forgiveness, just as I forgive the cruel rebound of blind affection. What I had wanted was that you should be the fire and light of England. Forge one law to shine on Europe with one central gleam of sharpened abstract reason. Nothing less. Turn now to view the future spectacle. Here comes your father's death while he attends on Margaret of Anjou, who poisons him. Then Thomas's death at York, at the Battle of Wakefield. Then Henry yours, beheaded when the king falters at Salisbury. And not a son between you, all extinguished. The male line is no more, all your heirs on the female side are doomed to misery.
I told you I could hear voices. Isn't that Jewel?
Hello, Henry.
Is that Maria? Anne?
What are you doing down here, at the bottom of this gully?
The tinners dig here. I've seen them.
Or they used to. Are you looking for tin, like William and Henry White?
I'm Philip Dunchilliot and Joshua Witheridge.
Who looked for tin on our farm and then dug up the meadows?
No, Anne. I came to look for our faith's burial place, and ended up at the bottom of this pit by accident.
Were you talking to Jewel just now? We thought we saw her.
I'm no longer certain of anything.
We wanted to ask her about rescuing a dog.
Shh. Rescuing a dog?
Yes.
I have one that needs looking after.
Do you mean by us?
The puppy I once planned to give to Rothaid.
We can show you where Rothaid is buried.
And don't cry.
I miss my sister. She said you would protect us, but you didn't.
I miss her too. I'm sorry.
It's not his fault. We'll show you to her grave.
It's not in the churchyard. It's at the crossroads.
So I was told. Can you find your way in this mist?
Of course.
Follow us.
Among the rocks of distant moors, to cushion Moorstone's hurt, I'll kneel in the whortleberry bush and pluck the purple wort. I've come a long way. Legs are weary, glitter bruises, the moor is dreary. Bogs are false, and rivers deep. Where can I find a place to sleep? Ah, but the dusk green wood is eerie. Trunk and stem rise in the dimmets, no sky-bound stem with blue limits. The sweetest berries swell and mist, with a waxy bloom like plums. Globes of shadow, blue in the leaves, plump as a baby's thumbs.